salary.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Just wanted to take a short call in regard to the Westpac New Zealand bill and congratulate Craig Foss for bringing that forward for its first reading, and we look forward to going through the Select Committee, and his leadership on the Select Committee, I'm sure, will be invaluable as we take this bill through the committee, and we look forward to all parties actually supporting this bill as it goes through the committee stage. Why? Well, I think it's important that we actually recognise that the banking sector has been crucial for New Zealand's transversing of this very difficult economic time. And it may be opportune for some of the other political parties on the opposition side to try and give the banking sector a bit of a whack around for easy political points. But effectively, one of the few differences between New Zealand and other countries that have, other Western countries that have found it difficult in these times has been our strong banking sector. And that banking sector is dominated by the four big Australian banks, and those banks have been invaluable in providing New Zealand economic safety during these very troubled times. And I think it's important that if we can engage in something that will assist that banking sector, then that's all in the best interests of New Zealanders and the economy as a whole. So that's why it is important that all parties do support this bill, and it is not purely just a focus on one of the banks. You know, it is something that is there for Westpac, of course, but you know, we want to make sure that we also look after the other three big banks that have also provided a lot of security to this country over the last couple of years. It's unfortunate that members of the opposition use this bill as an attempt to talk about management policies within the bank, rather than actually looking at the bill, which has nothing to do with chief executives' employment. No, and we would never do that, because we would stick to the nature of the bill. Unlike other parties over there, which are just there for political point scoring and not actually there for making genuine attempts to make this country better. And that's something that new member will learn, that the Labour Party isn't here for this genuine help of New Zealanders. He's been here about 5 minutes and thinks he can tell us what the Labour Party actually would do. We've seen the Labour Party, we've seen them operate in good and bad times, and they don't care about New Zealand. They never have and never will. It's all about themselves, and this is just another example. It's an attempt to go after the chief executive rather than actually to promote a bill which would promote a company that's actually been invaluable in us getting through the recession. And so it's very important that the parties do support this, and I think as we go through the Select Committee that you will see that they will, and it's interesting that we have got the Green Party on the Select Committee, so I'm sure that Russell will take an active interest in this bill as it goes through and be constructive in the way that we deal with the issue. The Labour members on the committee may focus on the wording of reports rather than the actual nature of the bill, but that's the nature of how they operate. So in essence, this is an important bill for the Westpac bankers and to retain its ability to operate and function in a way which supports the New Zealand economy, and something we look forward to seeing going through this House in a very successful manner, and it will be in the best interests of New Zealand, and that is something that the Labour Party is yet to work out, and they will take some time to do so because they are not thinking along those lines. Thank you, Mr Speaker.